Good evening, Mercy Rodriguez here, MPA 580, week 5. We were tasked with creating a ethics training video. Good evening and welcome to our ethics training course for the City of Azusa. This is our training agenda. We will be going through a brief introduction about the Code of Ethics and Public Administration and the importance of it. We will link it to a theoretical foundation or one or two of them. We will go into the importance of the Code of Ethics for the City of Azusa, and then we will present some ethical scenarios and how to address them with a brief conclusion. So with ethics, a training course. As a public administration agency, we are entrusted with the responsibility of serving the public and making decisions that affect the lives of all the residents in the community. And why it's so important, specifically in public administration, is because our actions reflect, or they should reflect, the highest of standards with integrity, fairness, and transparency in everything that we do. And for public administration agencies, ethics is not just a set of rules for us, but it's the foundation where we build trust with the public and we maintain our credibility for our agency. So by making these decisions, these ethical decisions daily, we can ensure that we are fulfilling our duty with professionalism, respect, and accountability. And with this course, we are going to dive into some of those theories. So, with the theoretical foundations, there are several because ethics at its core is about making right choices and doing what's morally good, even when no one is watching. So, you can choose from a couple of them, but I'm going to touch base today for our training purposes on these three, which is utilitarianism, deontological ethics, and virtue ethics. So, how it applies to us? Well, with utilitarianism, this theory focuses on the greatest good for the greatest number. So, in our agency, this would mean considering the outcomes of our actions and ensuring that the benefits outweigh any negativeness. So, I think it's important in public administration and specifically in local government agencies to have that kind of benefit outweighing negative consequences. With deontological ethics, the theory emphasizes rules and duties and our obligations. So it stresses the importance of following laws and regulations regardless of the outcome. So in our agency here, we have to uphold this by ensuring that we're following our policies, our procedures, and regulations carefully and consistently every day, which is our civil service rules, our MOUs. Um, with virtue ethics, this theory encourages us to cultivate good character traits such as honesty, fairness, and integrity. So, for our agency, this would mean leading by example and consistently showing strong behaviors in our daily work. So, even though these theories may all have different approaches, they do share the common goal of guiding us to make sure that all the decisions we're making are ethical and sound, and they benefit both the public and our agency. So, with the importance of Code of Ethics or the Code of Conduct for the City of Azusa, they have their goals listed as to make Azusa a better community built on mutual respect and trust, and to promote and maintain the highest standards of professionalism, of personal and professional conduct among all involved in city government, elected officials, city staff, volunteers, and members of the city commissions and committees. So it's essential, a code of conduct for our agency, especially here at the City of Azusa, because it provides guidelines for us on how our expected behavior should be in any circumstances that we encounter. It can help us get through, really complex, complicated situations. It helps us outline what's acceptable, what isn't in our agency. And then the code ensures that each employee understands their responsibility, not just to their public, but to their colleagues as well. And, making sure that they are transparent, that they are avoiding conflict of interest. It helps us provide guidance in decision making and how to address ethical dilemmas. So for us, our code is not just a list of rules. It actually helps us ensure that we're acting with integrity and respect the values of our agency every day. So we went through what the code of ethics goals are for City of Azusa, but the core values for the City of Azusa are stated as a representative of the City of Azusa, I will be ethical, professional, self-oriented, physically fiscally responsible, communicative, organized, collaborative, and progressive. And the city ethics policy also states that all representatives should be honest and have integrity with accountability and responsibility, respect, show fairness, and comply with the law, act in the public interest, and it mentions the conflict of interest matters and how to handle them. So with that, we're going to briefly touch on an ethical scenario that actually is pretty common in public administration and how to address it. So you may encounter something similar where you're working on a project and it requires a vendor to provide services for an upcoming initiative. During the process, a close friend of yours submits a bid. So although the bid is a competitive one, there may be concerns about being impartial since the vendor has a personal connection with you. So now you have a potential conflict of interest scenario here. So how would you address it? I mean, right away, it's important to kind of step back and assess how is the potential conflict of interest? How serious is it? And the first thing you would want to do was disclose your friendship, your relationship with the vendor, to your superiors to let them know, transparency is really crucial here. And if there's any doubt about fairness, recuse yourself from the whole decision-making process. Although that may be hard, that is the right thing to do. And just by following, the City of Azusa's Code of Ethics, it'll make sure that you're addressing any situation with transparency and fairness, you're acting with integrity, you're adhering to the guidelines with our code, and that in turn just preserves, our trust with our agency and with the public that we serve, because ultimately um, that is the goal. So with that, in conclusion, ethics is about making the right decision. So throughout the rest of the training video, you will in your training course, you will go through about how making those right decisions, not just the easy ones, but the hard ones as well. And you will start understanding and you will see how crucial your role is to ensure that our agency maintains the highest standards of ethical conduct. You will see your role in it as well. So thank you ahead of time for your commitment to these principles. And let's get started with your training. Thank you so much.